Aloha yogis. I'm so glad that you made it to this discussion today. There is a topic in this field that I wanted to discuss openly, and that's the topic of grief and yoga. I mean, grieving the loss of someone or something is a natural part of life, and we all at some point have to go through these deep feelings of letting go and deep feelings of loss. And it's also one of the hardest things that humans have to go through in their lives. We can have loss of a loved one, a loss of a relationship, a breakup, a loss of a friendship. We can have even a loss of a pet or a job. And sometimes we even feel like we have lost a part of ourselves. And it's part of life to figure out ways of moving through these really difficult emotional, physiological, and mental states to move us through into a transformation that brings us into a higher place of love for ourselves and for other people around us. So one question I have is, have you ever been in a time in your life where you've gone through a loss or deep grieving and yoga has really helped you through that period of transformation? And if so, how has yoga helped you? Yoga is very therapeutic in a lot of ways that we're not always aware of. It can help us physically, mentally, emotionally, and it can really help us spiritually as well, deepen our spiritual connection with ourselves and the world. And when you're grieving, it's very difficult to find a place of openness within ourselves. It's so easy to fall into a place where we feel stuck, where we don't feel like there's any way out, where we want to end our lives, where we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel anymore. And that is also very normal. Yoga, in my periods of time in my life where I felt a sense of loss or grief, has really helped me dive deep into reconnecting with myself and understanding why I felt so much pain and suffering, why that suffering is there. And it really comes down to this for me, is the reason I feel so intensely about something is because it comes from a place of love. And where there is love, there's always going to be having to let go as well. And the idea can scare us. The idea of having to let go of something that was and leave the door open for something new, for new beginnings, for changes to occur. It can be very unfamiliar and scary. And yoga can bring you back into center in creating a space of solitude for yourself and a space of comfort for you to find familiarity on your mat, and that tapping into that strength you have with yourself. And if you feed that on a regular basis through your practice, you're also sharing that with people in your community, people virtually online that you're practicing with, and what you create for yourself, you bring into the world. And you can carry that sense of space and that self-love with you wherever you go. And of course, it's a process, right? We don't have all the answers, and we can't be 100% all the time. We should actually be in a place in our lives where we can accept ourselves in every state we're in. Maybe one day you're going to feel a lot of anger and frustration, and yoga can help release that frustration and that anger through physical movement and breath. And other days you're going to feel very sad, or you're just going to want to cry all day and not get out of bed. And that's also normal, and that's also okay. Yoga helps us move through in a healthy, transformational way to get us into a different state of being with ourselves. And little by little, you may not notice it right away, but you're feeding yourself a healthy way of opening yourselves up to more love and allowing yourself to accept what's to come, and to allow yourself to receive what can come in for you. It also helps you with your perspective on what's happening in your life. Yoga can bring you to a center of self-worth and acceptance, and understanding that you need to give yourself as much time as you need to move through that grief. And everybody expresses and goes through grief in very different ways, in your own authentic way, and you should surround yourself with people that fully embrace your authenticity in that grieving. Yoga can help you physiologically. It can help release your tension in your body and calm your nervous system. That tension and anxiety that we have with ourselves, that even after having nightmares, we wake up in the middle of the night or in the morning and we feel these immense feelings of fear that come along with our grief. And yoga can calm that. So yoga is beautiful in so many ways for us. It's therapeutic, not just physical. And I'm curious to know what it is for you that yoga brings to your life, and how you use yoga to move through your sufferings and your pain in your life. And I would be welcoming any comments or stories or ideas in the comment thread below as to how you feel about this topic. So thank you so much for joining me in this quick little discussion on yoga and grieving, and I send you all of my love and aloha from the deepest part of me. Namaste.